Hey everybody, welcome back. We got two for the price of one today, and since it's free, it's even a better value than one for the price of one. So I got Bill Coolman Camaro finished, so I figured I'd show you that first. That's number one of the two for Tuesday, even though it's Sunday, not Tuesday. Get the camera zeroed in here. I think it's okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty cool looking, I think. The striping, I always point out my flaws, but it's just the way I am, I guess. The striping on the real car there was like more stripes than what I have here, but because it's so small, I just couldn't fit that many more in. Same with the scoop. That should have had like 3 or 4 stripes, I think, and I just, couldn't get them in there. But it did take a lot of body modifications here. Filled in all the front here, and I'm not sure if it's actually sitting crooked or if the stripes are crooked. No, it's actually sitting crooked, and that goes back to the frame rails were severely warped. And when I kind of knew that when I was getting started, and I kind of figured when I glued everything together, it would pull back into shape, and it didn't. And when I went and put the wheels on, I had one wheel way off the ground, so I had to cut everything back apart. And I had to shorten up the one strut just to get the 4 wheels to sit all on the ground. So somewhere in that confusion, we got a little bit crooked. Actually, maybe it's not. I don't know. This was another mistake too, though. When I did the paint, when I put the white on, I forgot to tape off the front. So it was all red down to the bottom, and I just had the feeling that I couldn't put white over the red and have it covered. So I just cut a piece of white decal paper and slipped it on there, and it's probably not straight. I could have done a better job, Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's it's been my life most of the time. But anyway, like I said, it's going to be on the shelf. It's fine. And for the decals were from Slicks, from the Jason Line, Greg Anderson sheet. I just basically used the Summit logo, and all the rest is painted or decals from the extras that I had. And the scoop should have had Carl Chevrolet up there, but I don't have that decal, and I wasn't going to get anything custom made for that little bit. The Bill Coolman name on the glass, that was individual letters cut out of one of Slick's sheets, and boy, is that a pain to cut each one out and put each one on, but I got it. And we'll show you under the hood here. It's pretty much a box stock deal under the hood. I don't think I changed anything. I think this kit had a blown engine in it, so the carburetors are just from the parts box, but they are basically the same thing that would have been in the kit. And the underside, again, pretty much just box stock, except that I did tuck the chassis up a little bit higher into the body to make it lower. And I think that's pretty much it for this. And then my next is a real piece of crap. I should be ashamed to show it, but it's such a piece of crap but it looks cool when you can see it there in the background. I'm going to slide it over. It's a cool looking piece of crap, I guess, is how I can describe it. I'm just going to consider this like an exercise in paint techniques and using up parts box junk. The body was one that I cast, and it was really rough, and I got tired of filling and sanding about 1,000 times, so I just finally said, the heck with it, it's good enough, let's put paint on it. And the reason I say it's a piece of crap is because so many modifications and so many things I had to redo. Like this funny car chassis, the rear is supposed to be up here. You can see where my finger's pointing. But because nothing lined up that way, I had to actually make plates and just move the rear back. And headers, I lucked out from the parts box and found something that would actually clear the body and come out in the right spots. I would have put a little bit of black in the ends of it yet though. And the engine was just resin pieces that I had cast, except for the blower and the scoop. They were, I think I mentioned in the last video, they were bonus from Flashpoint Resins. So if you guys need any resin stuff or 3D printed, Flashpoint's a good guy to deal with. And let's see what else. The decals are just, you know, extras that I had laying around. And this prop, I just kind of rigged that up for quick just to hold the body up. So it's harder to get up than it is to get down. So I wanted to start it with it open. So now I'll close it up and let you see what it looks like with the body down. And I got orange windows in it. Now the paint experiment here, this was inspired by, geez, I can't think of the guy's name. The guy builds the big scale stuff. Scratch builds everything, bodies and everything. He's in Arizona, and for the life of me I can't think of his channel name. But if I think of it, I'll put it in a comment. But I started with a silver, heavy metallic silver base, and then I went over the front half with clear yellow, and then in the middle I put clear orange, and on the back I put clear red, and then I put a coat of clear over the decals with some orange pearl in the clear. Yeah, that's what it was. And like I said, for being a piece of crap, I think it looks kind of cool. It'll be sitting on the shelf, it'll look good. And the scoop, I tried my hand at putting carbon fiber decals on, and it didn't come out bad. I'll try to get up a little bit closer so you can see, but I mean, it's not great, but that's not bad. And this thing fought me so much too. I couldn't get the wheels, I couldn't get it to sit right and have enough clearance between the tires and the body. So I ended up, after I ground out the body a couple times, I ended up cutting the body mount off and moving that up, and moved it around a few times before I got it to where I was happy. So I think it'll look pretty cool sitting on the shelf. I did fog a little bit of the red into the roof there. It's not real noticeable, but you can see it a little bit. So that's it for that, and then we'll go over to the bench here and I'll show you what's the next project, which if you followed the channel you've seen it before, but it's back on the bench, and that is my chopped Willys. I did a little bit more body work on it, and it's coming along, and I think it's now ready that I want to actually finish it. So I took a Jukebox Ford floor pan, did a lot of modifications on it. These are little locators that I put on just to locate the frame rails, but I got it all fitting pretty good. That'll go in like that. And I shortened the frame in here, narrowed it a bunch, of course, and with my locators here, it doesn't want to cooperate. I do have pinholes drilled so I can line it back up. See if I can stick a pin in it or two. I only have 2 holes. Okay, there's one. It's hard to see when I'm not, I have my glasses on, but I'm not close enough to make them focus. Well, we'll stick just 1 pin in it anyway. It's going to go like that, and then, you know, the front wheels are going to be on way up in. Way up in like that, and the rear wheels will be also way up in. something like that. I mean, it's, maybe if I can stick another tire on the back. Where's the ones I'm using? And my pin fell out. Really unprepared here. So we'll just set the back end down and you can visualize where the front wheel was. So anyway, it's going to sit something like that. It's going to be red, inspired by, I think I mentioned this before, one of my friends back in Pennsylvania has one of these that he ran super gas with. Ran brackets for a while, then super gas, then he got a 58 Corvette. So his Willys has been in the garage for like 20 some years, but it's still a gorgeous car, and I'm kind of making it look similar to that. And he had an AMC motor in it at one time, so I have some resin, comp resins, AMC valve covers and heads, so I'm going to make it look like an AMC from the top anyway, and weld wheels like he had. And that's my only project right now. I'm sure I'll get something else soon started, because I usually like to work on 2 at a time. So anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.